If you work night shift at Walmart, there are rules. Ignore the flickering lights. Don't respond to voices in the storage room. And whatever you do, never, ever walk down aisle 7 after midnight. My name is Marcus, and I'm breaking my NDA to tell you what really happens in store number 0739. I started working at Walmart 3 months ago, graveyard shifting, PM to 6 AM. The pay was decent, and honestly, I'm a night owl anyway. Restocking shelves, cleaning up, inventory checks. Easy money, or so I thought. My first night, my supervisor Dean pulled me aside. He was this weathered guy, maybe 50, with deep circles under his eyes that looked permanent. "Kid, you seem smart, so I'm only gonna say this once," he told me. "After midnight, you stay away from aisle 7. Don't stock it. Don't clean it. Don't even look down it if you can help it." I laughed. I actually laughed. What? Is it haunted or something? Dean didn't smile. Just stay away. The last guy who didn't listen. He doesn't work here anymore. He doesn't work anywhere anymore. For the first 2 weeks, I followed the rule. Mostly because I forgot about it. Night shift was quiet. Just me, Dean, and 2 other stalkers, Maria and Kyle. We'd blast music through our earbuds, race pallet jacks down empty aisles, and count down the hours. But I started noticing things. L7 was off. It was the cleaning supplies aisle. Detergent, bleach, mops. Normal stuff. But it was always cold, like noticeably cold. I'd walk past the end cap and feel the temperature drop 10 degrees. And the products were always perfectly stocked, perfectly faced. Labels all turned the same direction. No dust, nothing out of place. In a store where everything else was chaos, aisle 7 looked like a showroom. "Who stocks that aisle?" I asked Maria one night during our 2 AM break. She stopped mid-bite of her sandwich. "Nobody." "What do you mean nobody?" "Those products don't arrange themselves." She looked at Kyle. Kyle looked at his phone. Nobody looked at me. "Just don't worry about it, Marcus," Maria finally said. "Some aisles take care of themselves." It was a Tuesday night, or Wednesday morning you'll lose track on graveyard shift. Around 1:30 AM, I was stalking aisle 5 pet supplies. My podcast was playing. I was in the zone when I heard it. A cart, the squeaky wheel sound of a shopping cart rolling slowly down an aisle. I pulled out an earbud. The store was dead silent except for the hum of freezers and that squeak. 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 I walked toward the sound. It was coming from aisle 7. I stood at the end, peering down. The aisle was empty, perfectly lit, perfectly stocked, but I could still hear it. A cart, moving metal wheels on linoleum, getting closer. Ten primera sa. W. Italiano. A shopping cart, rolling by itself, slowly emerging from the far end of the aisle. It was moving against the slight slope of the floor, rolling uphill, and it wasn't empty. Inside was a Walmart vest, name tag still attached. The name read, "David, happy to help." I ran. I'm not ashamed to admit it. I sprinted straight to the back room where Dean was checking inventory. "There's a cart in aisle 7, I stammered, moving by itself, "and there's a vest someone named David." Dean's face went white. Actually white. "You went near aisle 7. After midnight," he grabbed my shoulders. "Did you go in? Tell me you didn't go in." "No, I just looked." "Did it see you?" "Did what see me?" Dean pulled out his phone, hands shaking, and showed me a photo. It was a group picture from what looked like 5 years ago. Walmart employees smiling in front of the store. Dean was there, younger, less tired, and next to him was a young guy, maybe 25, with red hair and a big smile. Dean pointed at him. David. Worked here for 3 years. Good kid. Didn't believe in the rule. He swiped to the next photo. It was a missing person poster. Same red-haired guy, missing since 2019. They never found him, Dean whispered, but his vest showed up in a cot in aisle 7. At 1:30 a.m., exactly like tonight. I should have quit. I know that, but I needed the money. And honestly, I was curious. I started doing research. Store number 0739 was built in 1998. Before that, the land was a cemetery, a small one, mostly relocated when they developed this shopping complex. Mostly. According to public records, 12 graves couldn't be moved. Families never claimed them, or the paperwork was lost. The building inspector's report from 1998 had a note: foundation anomaly in section G7. Recommends structural monitoring. Section G7. I found a local news article from 2003. Walmart employee vanishes during shift. A woman named Patricia Gomez. Night shift stalker. Last seen on security footage, walking toward the cleaning supplies. Another from 2011. Another from 2019. Every 6 to 8 years. Always night shift. Always. Aisle 7. And here's the thing that made my blood run cold. It had been 4 years since David, and our store had the highest turnover rate in the district. Nobody lasted more than a few months on night shift, except Dean. Dean had been there for 15 years. It was a Friday night, 3 weeks after the cart incident. Corporate was coming for inspection Monday, so we were doing deep cleaning all weekend. All hands on deck. Around 11:45 p.m., Dean called us together. Listen up, we need to clean aisle 7 tonight. I know the rule. I know what I've told you, but corporate will crawl up our asses if it's not spotless. So here's how it's gonna work. Nobody goes in alone. We work in pairs. We're in and out before midnight. Understood. We nodded. Even Maria and Kyle looked nervous. Dean paired me with him. You stay next to me. You don't wander. You don't pick anything up unless I tell you to. At 11:47 p.m., we entered aisle 7. The cold hit immediately. It felt like walking into a freezer. Our breath came out in clouds, and the smell, the smell, like old flowers and wet earth. Like a grave. Move fast, Dean muttered. We started wiping down shelves. Everything was already perfect, but we went through the motions. I kept glancing at my phone. Las 11:53. Las 11:55. Las 11:58. At 11:59, I heard Maria scream. We ran to aisle 6, where she and Kyle were working. Maria was pointing, hyperventilating. The floor, she gasped. Look at the floor. Where aisle 7 met the main walkway, the linoleum was. Breathing, bulging up and down, like something underneath was inhaling and exhaling. Dean checked his watch. We need to leave. Now. But Kaya was staring down aisle 7. Do you guys see that? Primera. Look. Dularu. At the far end of aisle 7, in the shadows between the shelves, something was standing. It was tall. Too tall. Its head nearly touched the ceiling tiles, and it was wrong. That's the only word I have. Its proportions were wrong. Arms too long, posture too stiff, and it was looking at us. Don't move, Dean whispered. The thing tilted its head, slowly, like it was curious. Then it took a step forward. Its movement was jerky, like stop-motion animation. One moment it was at the far end, then it was 5 feet closer. No walking, just repositioning. The lights above aisle 7 began exploding, one by one. Pop, 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 pop. Darkness spreading toward us. Run! Dean screamed. We bolted. I've never run so fast in my life. Behind us, I could hear shopping carts overturning, products hitting the floor, and something else that sounded like grinding metal and dirt being dug. We hit the emergency exit and spilled into the parking lot. All four of us gasping. Maria was crying. Kyle was on his hands and knees, throwing up. Dean was on his phone with 911. There's been an incident at Walmart on Highway 49. We need police. No, nobody's hurt. Just send someone. We waited in the parking lot. The cops got me. We gave statements about a possible intruder. They searched the store. They found nothing. Aisle 7 was perfect. Pristine. Like nothing had happened. But when they checked the security footage, all 4 cameras covering that section had corrupted files. Just that aisle. Just from 11:58 p.m. to 12:07 a.m. 9 minutes of static. We were all put on administrative leave, pending investigation. Corporate called it a mass panic attack. Stress-induced hallucination. They offered us counseling and a raise to come back. Kyle quit immediately. Maria transferred to day shift at another location. Dean and I met for coffee a week later. He looked like he'd aged 10 years. "I need to tell you something," he said. "That thing, it doesn't take randomly. It takes payment." He explained that every few years, the store makes an offering. It's unspoken. Management knows. Corporate knows. They hire desperate people for night shift people nobody would look for too hard. Drifters. Undocumented workers. People with no family. They were going to give it Kyle, Dean said quietly. He's homeless. Sleeping in his car. No family. Perfect candidate. But we all broke protocol. We all saw Italiano. Now, the debt is unpaid. What does that mean? Dean slid an envelope across the table. Inside was a Walmart job posting, 4-store number 0739. Night shift supervisor. My name was on the application, already filled out, already approved. "Your management now, Marcus," Dean said. "Congratulations. That's how they got me 15 years ago. And now you know why I can never leave. Someone has to make sure the rules are followed. Someone has to make sure it only takes who it's owed. Because if it doesn't get fed, he didn't finish. He didn't need to. I start my new position on Monday, and in 6 years, I'll need to find my replacement. I'm telling you this because you need to know. If you work night shift, retail, if you've been told to avoid certain areas, if there are rules that don't make sense, there's a reason. Some aisles aren't meant for customers. Some products aren't for sale. And some jobs cost more than your time. If you've experienced something similar, retail workers, security guards, anyone working the graveyard shift, leave a comment below. I know I'm not alone, and if you're applying for a night shift at Walmart, maybe choose a different store. My name is Marcus, and I'm the night shift supervisor at store number 0739. Don't shop here after midnight.